Welcome to our collection of La Fontaine's fables. Today's story is The Two Friends, and this is a retelling of the classic fable. These timeless fables may seem simple, but each one carries a powerful lesson for listeners of all ages, young and old. Now listen closely and enjoy the story. At the end, we'll have a fun activity to help you think about its message. In a quiet town where the days were long and peaceful, and where birds sang in the hedges and children played in the dust of the streets, there lived two men who were the very best of friends. They were not brothers by blood, but everyone who knew them said, they might as well be. If you saw one walking along the road, the other was never far behind. If one was working in the garden, the other would be handing him the tools. And when they laughed, it was like sunshine falling across the fields, warm and honest and full of joy. More than anything, they cared deeply for one another. They had a promise between them, quiet but true. If ever you need me, I'll come, day or night, rain or shine. They didn't need to say it often. It was simply understood, like the way sun follows rain. One summer evening, just as the sky was turning purple and the scent of jasmine floated through the air, one of the friends sat outside his small house. He had eaten a good meal of lentils and bread, his feet were resting on a stool, and he was watching the stars appear one by one. He was just about to go to bed when he heard something. Tap, tap, tap. A knock at the door. Surprised, he stood up and opened it. And there, standing in the glow of the lantern, was his friend. His shirt untucked, sweat on his brow, and his face full of worry. "What's wrong?" he asked quickly. "Are you sick? Is someone hurt?" The friend shook his head, still breathing hard. No one's hurt. I couldn't sleep. I had this feeling, something strange, like something might be wrong with you, so I came. I ran the whole way." The first friend blinked. "But I'm fine." The other gave a breathless laugh. "Well, good. That's a relief." The first friend smiled, touched. "You came all the way across town in the dark, just because you felt something was wrong?" The friend nodded. "Of course I did. What are friends for?" They sat down under the moonlight side by side on the porch steps. There was no emergency, no problem at all. But in the quiet of the night, with crickets chirping and cool air on their faces, it felt like the most important visit in the world. They stayed there a long time, talking about small things, the garden, the weather, how the baker's cat had stolen a fish from the market again. They laughed softly, and when the night grew late, the friend who had come said goodbye and made his way home, calmer now. Next morning, before the sun had even warmed the rooftops, the other friend awoke with an idea. He dressed, baked a few flatbreads and packed them in a basket with some fruit and cheese. Then he walked to his friend's house, enjoying the crisp morning air. When he arrived, he knocked gently. His friend opened the door, sleepy-eyed and yawning. "What's happened?" he asked. "Is everything all right?" The visitor grinned. "Everything's perfect. I just thought, since you came all that way last night for me, I'd come this morning for you. Let's have breakfast together." The sleepy friend laughed and stepped aside. "You didn't have to, but I'm glad you did." They sat in the garden and shared the meal under the vines. Birds fluttered above them, and bees buzzed lazily through the flowers. And again they talked, not about anything grand or serious, just little things that made life full. A joke, a memory, a new idea for planting carrots. As they finished their meal, the friend who had been surprised asked, "Do you really think it was strange, running to someone's house in the middle of the night because of a feeling?" The other smiled. Not at all. I think it was the kindest thing anyone's done for me. The first nodded. It's funny. Some people think friendship is only about being there when something big happens, like an accident or a crisis. But maybe it's just as much about showing up when nothing's wrong at all. Especially then, the other agreed. And so the days passed, and the two friends remained as close as ever. Time went on, seasons changed, hair turned grey, but their friendship stayed strong, like an old oak tree that bends in the wind but never breaks. Sometimes they talked every day, sometimes a whole week would pass. But whenever one had something to say or nothing at all to say, but wanted to say it anyway, the other was always there to listen. Because real friendship, the kind that doesn't rust or fade, isn't made of loud promises or big speeches. It's made of small things, a visit, a basket of bread, a quiet night under the stars. Great job sticking with the story all the way to the end. Now it's time to see how well you understood the moral, with a fun multiple-choice quiz. You'll find the answers in the comments section. Take your time with the questions and don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know if you enjoyed the story. Your feedback really helps us improve. If you liked it, show your support by hitting the like button. It truly makes our day. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Thank you so much for being with us.